Some say that life is a winding road full of twists and turns. However, I have always thought of it like a sign that points one way and takes you on a journey filled with the unknown. It's a lonely road where emotions linger and memories resonate, where there exists a faded tapestry woven with the threads of love, loss, and the haunting echoes of what once was. It was in the early morning hours between dusk and dawn that I found myself pulling at one of those threads that encapsulated a memory of a love that once was. It's been many long years since I have thought about her, but something today just triggered a flood of haunting memories that came crashing so hard that I had to stop for a moment to think back and reflect. It was the last day of school and I found myself deep in thought as I walked past the empty lot at the end of my street. It was a lot that I passed by every day on my way home, but on this particular day it was not empty. Standing in the middle of the lot was a girl about my age. She was not wearing any makeup but pretty in a natural way. Her blonde hair hung loosely about her shoulders as she stood there bouncing a ball. She said hello, and being the shy introvert I was, I mumbled a meek hello back as I shuffled down the empty sidewalks that led to my house. I arrived at my house and was greeted by my mother and a lady I had never met before. My mom said, "Say hello to our new neighbor." I greeted her shyly as my mother explained that they just moved in next door and that they had a daughter my age that would be attending 9th grade with me in the fall. My mind immediately drifted to the girl I saw in the empty lot when my mom suggested I show her around the neighborhood. I nodded a feeble acceptance and headed off to my room. My room was my fortress of solitude, my oasis, my domain. I was quietly listening to the radio while reading one of my favorite manga books when I heard a knock at my door. It was her. There are times in your youth when you meet someone for the first time and you are immediately infatuated. This was definitely one of those times. She was standing in front of me looking even prettier up close. My heart sank as she reminded me that my mom said I would show her around the neighborhood. My mind was in absolute panic mode. Me alone with a pretty girl never entered my imagination. She grabbed my arm and out the door we went. That was the beginning of a beautiful summer filled with long walks, listening to music, hanging out at the park and watching movies. As the days passed, it felt like we were getting closer. The more time we spent together, the deeper my feelings progressed. I could never muster the courage to hold her hand or even imagine a kiss. I was just content to share her company. On one particular day about a week before fall classes, we stopped at the park and drew her name and mine in a heart upon a wall near the basketball courts. I was on cloud 9 that week and I couldn't contain my infatuation. The world was a wonderful place and I was in love with the girl next door. Life was good. That is until school started. The first week of school went by as normal. Once the second week started, as we walked past the empty lot where we first met, she explained how she had these feelings for a guy that was in a couple of her classes. She said he was a junior and drove a nice car. My heart felt a huge pain like I never felt before. I was devastated and fought to suppress my tears from deep inside. The next day she was getting a ride home with this guy, and as the days went by we rarely saw each other. Every now and then I would see her through the curtains of my bedroom window as she embraced her boyfriend while they leaned against his car. Their silhouettes were enhanced by the moonlight as they kissed in her driveway. The sight will forever haunt my memories. On those nights I tried my best to hide the pain I was feeling, and the only solace I received was by the tears I shed as I drifted off to sleep. The weeks passed and our friendship slowly slipped away. I realized over time that I was the only one that harbored any feelings, and she was not to blame for not reciprocating how I felt. As more time passed, my walks on the empty sidewalks were not the same and felt empty, but in the emptiness I found solace. Time continued to pass and my heart slowly healed itself. I was on my usual walk home and it began to rain, and as the rain fell down upon my weary eyes I fell to my knees and began to sob. As the rain beat down, the tears flowed, and as they subsided I slowly let her go. That was the last time I had any feelings for her. My family moved away shortly after, and as time passed the memory of that beautiful summer slowly faded. I hope you enjoyed my story. It is inspired by a song that is special to me and always casts a spell when I hear it, and touches my heart, and for that brief moment suspends time and floods me with fond memories. Can you guess the song behind the inspiration of my story? Please discuss in the comments below and like and subscribe to my channel for more song-inspired stories. I will post the song title and artist the following week, so make sure to check back for the update. Until then, I hope you find that special song that speaks to your heart and takes you away to an endearing memory.